the dignified king of a country, just got angry because you lost a battle. To quell the anger in my heart, he actually designed Zhang Chong, a loyal minister and general, jailed for the crime of greed for ink. However, just as Zhang Chong was taken to jail, our Shen Lang, he is also a low point in life. Exactly, it's the spell that makes all men unspeakable. 3 minutes since into the bedroom with Mulan, Shen Lang hasn't escaped this curse. Because Shen Lang once thought that there was a problem with his body. For your own happiness, Shen Lang began to study various home remedies, experiment with various poisons. You can even set aside your laziness and start exercising. However, even with all these efforts, but it's still only 3 minutes with Mulan, this blow, let the always arrogant Lang fell into a deep inferiority complex. Just when the two were at a loss, Mrs. Jin suddenly pulled Mulan away, said a few whispers. That night, maid girl is Xiaoming. Finally, she got her wish and got into the bed of her owner. The amazing thing is that after a night of clouds and rain, Shen Lang's body was cured. In the final analysis, the reason is that Mulan is too perfect. Let Shen Lang be too excited. However, this problem has been solved. But Shen Lang doesn't know why. After a period of time, he suddenly lost weight. In a trance, he felt like he had become a dry skeleton. At this moment, enjoy the tonic nourishment of the royal sister and lowly around him. Although Shen Lang enjoyed it, he also fell into deep thought. He is considering his current physical state. Should I take a break for a while? Time flies like water. A quiet life has passed for more than half a month in a blink of an eye. However, Zhuanwu Earl's mansion. It was Zhuanwu Earls who came back from Luchacheng. And this time, he came back specially to relift Shen Lang and Mulan wedding and to correct Shen Lang's identity, but in the form of Mulan marrying into the Shen family. After listening to Zhuanwu Earl, he refused again and again. Father-in-law, don't get excited. I just want to lazy at home. Don't expect me to become an official. Moreover, if I were an in-law, can confuse the eyes of the enemy. Note an in-law in a feudal system has a very low status like a servant. After hearing this, Zhuanwu Earls felt that although he had good intentions, but the son-in-law seems to have a better point. He had no choice but to give up this idea. Afterwards, Zhuanwu Earl rested at home for a night, dragging a tired body, under Mrs. Jin's amorous gaze. Back to Nushao City. A few more days, the king's decree has not yet come, but Shen Lang doesn't plan to wait any longer. Directly order the Jin family. Began a large-scale migration of people to Liu Island. You know, although the Jin family has more than 1,000 square kilometers of fiefdoms, but a whole 100,000 people. Almost all households grow mulberry ants, make money by raising silkworms. In addition, Zhuanwu Earls loves his people like his own children. Taxes are low, so attracts more migrants. Now, with the 5,000 square kilometers of Liu Island, the Jin family can finally let the people a richer life. Of course, the Heavenly Tao Society also actively participated in this matter. Not only did he help the Jin family send a large number of people to Liu Island, provided 2,000,000 gold coins, more for them, let them settle down and reclaim. Fees are sent to the people. The other side, Zhuanwu Earl, who can't wait for the will of the king's decree, can't stand it anymore. Once again, he returned to Zhuanwu Mansion. Ask him son-in-law what to do. Zhuanwu Earl told Shen Lang. The emissary of Wu has gone to find him more than a dozen times. They are willing to send troops to help the Jin family destroy Kai Hao. Take the entire Liu Islands in one fell swoop. The condition is that the Jin family leads the Liu Islands, then betrayed the king, take refuge in Wu State, and promised to canonize himself as the Marquis of Zhuanwu later. Shen Lang understood after listening. The father-in-law said this not because he was really know which path to choose. What he wanted to ask was should we support to the north or not. This gave him a sense of urgency. But Shen Lang feels that now is not the time. This kind of decision is definitely a last resort. To make the killer. Otherwise, once it gets out, then you will be convicted of treason in this world. Zhuanwu Earls also calmed down after hearing this. But it's going to be 2 months. Why has the National Army not responded? Shen Lang smiled and said, Father-in-law, don't worry. If I guess correctly, the National Army is waiting for the end of the war in Southern. In addition, just waiting for our reaction. 2 days later, the king's decree is being transmitted to Zhuanwu Earl's mansion. News that the Tong family was executed. The remaining 350 members of the family were beheaded. The rest were all exiled to the border. Tomorrow, the king's decree has also been sent to the Zhuanwu Earl's mansion. However, this went beyond everyone's expectations. The Liu Islands are divided into Nujiang County, Build Nushao City and Tianfeng City. Kong Cheng was canonized as the Lord of Tianfeng City, and him only. Jin Xiang was canonized as the Lord of Nushao City. Look at the decree in front of you. Zhuanwu Earls is angry. Jin Xiang is him retainer of the Jin family. Our king intends to take advantage of Jin Xiang, so named him the Lord of Nushao City. He wants to destroy our family from within the Jin family. At this moment, the more you think about it, the more angry Uncle Zhuanwu is. Hit the table with a punch. See Zhuanwu Earl angry. Jinxing fell to his knees. His Excellency the Count, I Jinxing am an orphan, but I was adopted into the Jin family since I was a child. Never been treated badly. You have been my father for many years. I never had any prying eyes on Jin family wealth. I will never accept the will of the king's decree. If the king insists on imposing it on me, I am willing to commit suicide wisely. To prove my loyalty to the Jin family, Zhuanwu Earl certainly knows Jinxing's loyalty. The king's decree is indeed too unkind. This time, Shen Lang walked up to Jinxing and helped him up. Speaking of Jinxing, your loyalty is obvious to all. Don't worry about it. Please rest assured and receive the king's orders. Hearing Shen Lang's words, Jinxing was very moved. Thank you for your trust. I used to resent you for marrying Miss Mulan. But after these few times you have shown your intelligence, I have long surrendered to your wisdom. From now on, you will become my master. Zhuanwu Earl is my lord. I take the honor of a knight and swear to be forever loyal to the Jin family. No matter what the young master orders in the future, I, Jinxing, will carry out every command from you. Never frown. If I break my oath, I will be like this sword. After speaking, he immediately broke his sword. After this, Jinxing was injured at home and stayed for a few days. And then we wait for the monarch to react. At night, Shen Lang came into Mulan, whispered in her ear, I can't bear to leave you. Mulan was surprised. Husband, where are you going? Have you received the king's decree yet? And maybe we'll be apart for a while. Sure enough, 3 days later, the king's decree has been coming to Zhuanwu Earl's mansion again. The eunuch said aloud that Shen Lang must quickly go to see the king. The moment he hear the decree, I have always tried for this country. You have divided my Jin family again and again. Are you really challenging my limits? Uncle Zhuanwu, an old noble, with the assistance of his son-in-law Shen Lang, take Liu Island Makeoching in one fell swoop, thus grasping the economic lifeline of the eastern seas. But it directly affected the national army. To promote the planning of the New Deal, the king has gas in its heart and nowhere to vent. He designed to convict Zhang Chong of the crime of greed. Imprisoned, the 800 people of the Tang family was accused of treason, so they were all executed. However, even so, the king is still unhappy. The king begins his plan to divide the Jin family. Not only did he appoint Jinxing to become the lord of New Shao City, it also requires Shen Lang to leave immediately and enter the national capital for trial. Zhuanwu Earl's face angry after hearing the imperial decree. He wanted to turn him face and refuse on the spot, but the eunuch didn't care. He said the decree had been issued. I won't stay here anymore. As for whether to go or not, it is up to Zhuanwu Earl to decide. After the eunuch left, Zhuanwu Earl immediately found Mrs. Jin and Jinxing. Let's discuss countermeasures together. At this time, Jinxing is already the mayor of New Shao City. Nature also has the right to speak, but as a loyal official of the Jin family. But he still followed Zhuanwu Earl. Never crossed the line after life. Presently, the king's aggressive approach towards Zhuanwu Earl made Jinxing extremely angry. I think our national army. The situation is really without weaker than the king's army. The king is mean and unkind to the extreme. Now we have New Shao City in our hands. Even if young master does not go to the capital, what can he do? The old master on the side couldn't help but speak. I agree with Jinxing. This country's capital can be said to be a dragon's den. I'm afraid it would be dangerous if I let the young master go to the imperial capital alone. This is Shen Lang, who has never said. Finally spoke. Father-in-law, I have to go to the capital. As soon as this sentence comes out, Zhuanwu Earl and Mrs. Jin directly refused on the spot. Shen Lang hurriedly explained. Before, the national army was like a tiger, and we're just a deer. He could have easily slapped us to death. But now we went into the sea and became sea snakes. Tigers can't kill us if they can't go into the sea. What do you think he will do in this situation? Zhuanwu Earl opened his mouth after a moment. He will be pissed off. Vent his anger on that deer. To show his prestige. That's right, the Tang family to some extent. It belongs to the shaved deer. This approach of our army, nothing more than to intimidate. We and other established nobles execute the Tang family. It is also for us to see the end of the chicken. But actually, the people he hates the most about this are actually not us, but Zhang Chong. Before, Zhang Chong's attitude of repeated victories is very valued by the national army. Even before the New Deal was completed, the king also planned to destroy the Jin family. Zhang Chong's actions did not have any authorization. It's just that they didn't expect. There will be a good person like me in the middle. Zhang Chong's failure. Not only did the New Deal suffer a major setback, let the national army lose its face. Although the king can't wait to kill Zhang Chong immediately. But he calmed down, with a harmless charge. Imprison Zhang Chong in the prison. Neither hope nor release. Just like that so he doesn't die. Now the new policy is suspended, and our Zhuanwu army is going to be king across the sea. This is undoubtedly the reason why the national army has exerted military prestige and rigor. Think about it. The tiger will definitely roar in the mountains before going back forest. Shock the beasts as a warning. On the contrary, if he really wants to hunt the prey, it will be killed directly without making a sound. So if I'm not mistaken, as long as I enter the capital now, the canonization of the father-in-law has been coming soon. After listening to Shen Lang's analysis at this time, everyone here suddenly understood. The situation in front of you becomes clear. What is this to continue? In fact, even if the king does not recruit me into the national capital, I also plan to go to the capital before. I will make Su Jianping kneel down and apologize. Not only did they kill more than 100 servant of the Jin family, he also injured his mother-in-law and Mulan. If this revenge is not avenged, what face is there to continue to show off your might? This sentence won the hearts of Mrs. Jin. She got up immediately, who had a clear love-hate relationship, expressed full support for the son-in-law. At this time, Xuanwu Earl raised doubts. If the king wants to test the hearts of the ministers, then summon yourself directly. Wouldn't it be more justifiable? The king has long known. He actually cares most about me. Only see me. Only then can he determine whether our family will reverse. And through these few events, he also wants me. Stay away from your father-in-law, lest the Jin family continue to expand. Mrs. Jin smiled instead. This meeting estimates that the king will be disappointed. After all, with Shen Lang's personality, for such a troublesome thing as rebellion, he's not going to like it. Shen Lang happily replied, only my mother-in-law understands me. I live in this world for two purposes. The first is to enjoy prosperity and wealth. Is this the second? Then naturally there is no hatred in the world. One morning, in Shen Lang's small courtyard, Shen Lang and Mulan worked hard all night, but still inseparable. At this time, Shen Lang repeatedly assured Mulan, this time I went to the capital. I will definitely keep my body like a jade. Never cheat again. But Mulan doesn't care about this. She just hopes, can accompany Shen Lang all the time. Shen Lang saw Mulan so depressed and quickly changed the topic. Asked her if she has any exercises. If you can practice for a year, you can become a grandmaster. Or practice for a year, it can be worth 10 or 5 years of ordinary practice. After halftime, Mulan finally emerged. Roar no. Do you think Kiar is better than me? Now you dislike my martial arts. As soon as this sentence comes out, Shen Lang suddenly hugged her and said, fool. I just want you to become the #1 in the world soon. One day I can take you to fight Kiwao. Let you slap her to death on the ground. Mulan was relieved to hear this. She also wants to have such a day. After all, Kiwao is her greatest enemy. Suddenly she remembered what her master had said. There is an ancient secret book called Hell Driving Palace. Very impressive. It can accelerate the skill for about 2 years. Shen Lang looked disgusted after hearing it. Can such a fee be considered an ancient secret book? Mulan was even more speechless. However, she also told Shen Lang, this book is just a legend. No one knows where it is. Shen Lang looked at her dotingly and said, don't worry, I will find it, and gave it to you as your 22nd birthday present.